First question, how effectively does the artist use elements and principles of design slash photography in composing the image? I think Reagan does a really good job of creating one, first and foremost, space. He makes it seem like he is in a bedroom. Everything's small, compact, quaint. Everything's tight together. Um, the way that this image was taken, it was taken to put an emphasis on the phone being directly beside him. And I really think that, he really highlighted that. Um, Another thing that I think he does really well is creates texture. You can see the way that the pillow and the blanket are all scrumpled up. It kind of looks silky and smooth like a bed. Gives you a good idea of where he is. Um, and it also brings up the idea of the shapes. He gives the image creates organic shapes. I mean, he himself as a person gives you the idea of everyone kind of knows what a phone is, the iPhone, um, as well as he has a wristband on. They're all organic shapes, even though you can't see the bed. You can through the texture you can kind of get an idea of that is a blanket, that is a pillow, and that is a human. The weight in this picture, you can tell he's laying down because everything is kind of leaning towards the top left side. He's kind of resting his head on a pillow. Um, the phone is resting up against the pillow, his arms leaning up against the pillow. So it kind of pushes all the weight in that direction, as well as down. So you can kind of see where um, everything's kind of propped up on that pillow, but everything's leaning in that direction. But again, the emphasis, really brings an emphasis to the phone because I think it helps that he has a black case and a white phone. It kind of really draws out that attention of the phone itself, and then also with the pillow being lighter, it kind of makes that pop. And kind of making the fact that it's the center of the image, it gives you more of an emphasis towards the phone. It really does. Um, Color. Throughout his pictures, he uses all black and white, and I think it does it really well. He's kind of bringing, which also leans into the second question about what is the image about. With the color, it kind of brings an ominous feeling about how we can't be without our phones. Everything we do involves our phones, whether it's right next to us when we're sleeping, um, brushing our teeth. He has a picture of when he's brushing his teeth. Um, it really shows, well, brings to light of how much we actually are on our phones, and how much they are glued to our side at all times. He takes multiple different images of this, a few in his bed, which is why I don't necessarily know if I would change anything in this picture, but if I were to change anything, I might just bring it back a little bit farther and maybe pull the phone up a little bit towards his body. But I think this image in itself is a powerful image. It really blends in well with everything that he did prior and following this picture. Um, this is in the beginning stages when he wakes up, the phone's right beside him, just kind of showing that even while we're sleeping, this thing is still attached to us at all times. There's no really, as far as like movement, I don't really see. He's sleeping, he's dead asleep, so movement wouldn't really be an issue in this. But overall, I think this is a really good image, honestly. Maybe some tweaks here and there to make it a little better. But all in all, what he's trying to get a point across, in my opinion, is that even when we're asleep, this phone's attached to us. At all times, this thing is next to us. I know it isn't our alarm, but that's not even, I don't even know if that's necessarily an excuse. At all times, this thing is constantly by our side. So I think Reagan did a really good job, and that is my critique.